Hello, this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we are doing another story. We are doing chapter 6 of the 4th book of the Clockwork Chronicles, known as The Final Obstacle. Yeah. This is book 4. We are going strong. If you don't know what's happened, be sure to read the other chapters. Otherwise, you're going to miss a lot. And I'm sure you don't want to miss too much, because it's important that you don't miss too much. Yeah. Chapter 6, shall we? If you guys liked the video, be sure to leave a like, and yeah. If you want to see more and you aren't subscribed already, be sure to do so. And click the bell so you know when the next one comes out. Because otherwise, YouTube won't recommend it. YouTube is a little broken at this time of recording, so be sure you click the bell so you won't miss the next chapter. Or at least come back every once in a while and just make sure you're not missing anything. It's all going to be in a playlist, so yeah. It'll be fine. Whoopsie, I did not mean to do that. Alright, let's do it. Chapter 6. Senpai wasn't sure exactly where he was anymore. He knew he was no longer in his lovely world, but the memory of passing not just one, but 3 other portals to get where they needed to be seemed to be a little overboard, since each portal had to be destroyed afterward. Sure, it didn't matter if there was a portal on the other side in order for it to work, but the man trying so hard to lose or trick his friends who may or may not be following uneased him. These men were smart enough to try to trip up any pursuers, smart enough to make sure there was nothing left. To his friends, he completely disappeared. How could he even be sure someone would even be able to find him? Scout looked around the cold, dimly lit cell she was being held in, having spent the whole night on the floor, chained by his wrists to the wall. He couldn't go very far with them, maybe 5 feet, but at least he could move. But was this really necessary? The dark cobblestone was cold and hard to touch. None of the room had appeared to have been cleaned out in a long while. He was alone in here, being left alone shortly after his arrival. But these men wouldn't leave him alone for long. He knew that far too well. The cat shuddered as he pulled himself into a hug, his legs at his chest, his arms wrapping around him tightly. He leaned his back against the wall. There was no window down here, which probably meant he was somewhere underground. The cat closed his eyes as everything that had happened revolved and repeated in his mind. Over and over again, no matter how many times he'd wanted it to do anything but this place. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't bring himself to think about his home. His friends. Were they okay? Were they looking for him? Surely they would. Had something happened to them? Had the men hurt them in any way? The cat shook his head slowly, not wanting to think about the horrible thoughts that came to mind. Were they trapped and alone just like him? Were they desperately trying to look for him? Was he hopeless for them to even try? Was it even hopeless for them to even try? You knew they wouldn't give up, but would they be able to find him? Or was he just lost to them forever? Facing whatever Mr. A was planning for him on his own? I wasn't sure if he was ready for it, whenever it did come. He was unsure if he would be able to rest so long as he knew that that man was still out there, close by, ready to end him, trying to end him once for all. Would he actually succeed this time? He hoped not, but honestly, he had no control over anything that would come next. The man could come in at any time, ready to break him, no matter what. Stampede needed to prove that he was stronger, and that the man would not be able to tear him down. He would not let the man win. Couldn't let that happen. But as he sat there quietly, his mind still aimlessly wandering through all the scary things that were on his mind. He couldn't let these questions quench the little hope he had. He needed proof. He wanted the men to be proven wrong, to have missed something, to underestimate someone, to fail to end up benefiting him. Someone was coming. That someone was looking for him. But no one was here to confirm or deny that theory. Not yet, anyway. The silence only continued to grow as he sat there, shivering from the cold. The room was so spooky and ominous. There was no telling where he could be. No telling how close someone was to find him. He opened his eyes as he looked around the room, feeling small compared to its shadows. The only light coming from behind the locked iron door, as a few scattered torches that were dim and dusky. The dust that blanketed the floor was still and made the cat feel as if he would sneeze. There was too little going on, and not knowing what was scaring him. Not knowing what's scary. What did Mr. A want with him? What torture was he planning to inflict on him now? Did he know? How could he know? Suddenly, the cat's thoughts were interrupted when he heard the faint footsteps of someone walking down what appeared to be a hallway. No, it was just one pair of footsteps. Two. Was someone coming to see him? Was Mr. A expecting him? What should he do? Could he possibly escape if he got a chance? Would he ever get a chance? The cat looked up at the iron doorway expectantly as the footsteps grew louder and louder, trying to stand on his feet, but stumbling back down again. Were his legs that tired, or was he being clumsy? Or were the chains preventing him from standing? Couldn't be sure. However, it wasn't long before the cat could hear the footsteps stop, seeing the two shadows zooming into the room. As the door made a sharp clicking noise, unlocking as one of the figures opened the door, letting in a bit more light. The cat blinked several times, not used to the brightness as the figures walked in. The cat could see that one of the men was taller, with dark hair and dark, cold black eyes. The man's face was the color of pale white ghosts in the darkness. His smile cold and way too familiar as he adjusted a black leather jacket. The other man wore the same uniform as all of the ones who had brought him here had. Mr. A was here. Mr. A had come to see him. But what for? It's nice to see you again after the last time we met. The man mused coldly as he nodded to the other men, who walked over to the cat, grabbing him and shoving him against the wall, making sure he was on his knees in the process, kicking him until he did as he was told. The man smiled once the guard was done. When was that, Stampy? Do you recall? The cat looked away from the man, bitterness filling him as he tried to find something, anything to say. He had nothing. The guard kicked him again, demanding him to answer the question. The cat refused to answer. You're choosing to give me the silent treatment, then? The man asked, curiously, the eyebrow raised. The cat still said nothing, and the man looked over at the guard. Very well, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be letting you off that easy. What do you want me to do with him, sir? The guard asked, his voice sounding deep and low, as smooth and cold as ice. Stampy refused to speak, scared his voice might betray the fear and unease he felt within him. Nothing yet, unless he desires to remain silent. The man, Mr. A, mused as the guard pressed the cat harder against the wall, making it almost hard to breathe. The cat could feel the man's hot breath sticking to his fur, feel the man's eyes on him. He couldn't escape this. What did these men want with him? What did he ever do to deserve this? Well, you better talk then, cat. The man snapped harshly into his ear. The cat so badly wanted to pull away. What would they do if he managed to escape the guard's hold? If he escaped the room, would he get a chance to get out before he got caught? Would he even get out of this awful place? Or I'll make you. Step shook his head. His voice caught in his throat. These men wanted him to talk. Tell him something? He wouldn't. No matter what it was, he couldn't tell them. Sure you're curious to know why I'm here? And why you're here as well, don't you? The man asked. Mr. A asked. The cat slowly, thinking to himself thoughtfully as he said it. I could do so much to you. I mean, I've done many things already. But what could possibly be worse than what I've already made you go through? What would be worth the loss of an invaluable ally? The cat shook his head again, refusing to speak. Refusing to tell the men anything. He didn't want to sound weak, vulnerable. He didn't want to make these men think they'd won. He hadn't, not yet. He had to hold on to that hope. Gerald would have wanted to kill him, just like he did with his friend, right? The guard asked his leader, creating a wave of fear, hurt, and pain in his mind. Images of Gerald attacking Squid. His friend had been trying to protect him. Being there in his last moments before he faded away, heartbroken and lost. Wondering if anything would ever be the same again. Wondering if the men had won already. They had shattered him, but they hadn't destroyed him. Was that enough to face these men? Yes, I'm sure he would have, Mr. A said simply, a slight smile on his face. He wasn't the first to go, but the first that truly added to our little friend here. The guard laughed as he looked for Mr. A, tossing the cat from the wall and slamming him to the ground. The cat groaned as the man kicked him. A sneer etched on the guard's face. If you think you can protect your friends by remaining quiet, you're dead wrong. You'll get what you deserve, whether by my leader or the cause that claimed to protect people like you. And yet, you and I know very well they care very little about you. In fact, they'd probably kill you if they had a chance. Not all of them do, the cat finally rasped as he swallowed back another groan. Forced back tears that were desperate to come out. Couldn't show that he was afraid. He had to be braver, stronger. Was he so? Sure didn't feel like it. Maybe so, Mr. A said with a chuckle. Yet, don't you think I wouldn't have accounted for that? Yeah, they'll never find you, the guard agreed, kicking the cat again. Jumpy crawled to the wall, pinning himself against it. The guard came at him. We made sure of that. You're a traitor to them, so why not prove it? Prove to them you're not who you say you are. Oh, you can't, because you'll never get another chance. They don't trust you, and they never will. You'll die alone, just like Gerald always wanted. Get away with it, the cat replied, even though it didn't seem as bold as he wanted it to be sound. I'll never betray anyone, and you know it. Even if it cost you your life, Mr. A asked, stepping out slowly. Yes, sir, even to the extent of my own life. Mr. A smiled as he nodded, seeming satisfied with that answer, as if he'd expected as much. She probably did. He knew something about him that not many people would. Or maybe he didn't, only assuming something he didn't quite fully understand. Very well, the man finally said, gesturing for the guard. Come now, we need to attend to underrunners. The guard looked slightly disappointed as he stepped away from the cat, eyeing him suspiciously. We'll be back for more later. You'll see. Sure I will, the cat replied humbly. All the unease within only growing as he pondered what the enemies could possibly be up to. Why did they need him so badly? What did they think they would be able to accomplish by doing this? What was he missing? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to be the end of this chapter. And the next one will be out coming soon. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, be sure to have a great rest. I don't know even what I'm saying anymore. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.